Welcome to CompTIA Private Limited e-learning program of hardware networking. We are going to discuss about printer installation and configuration. So earlier sessions we have completed the types of printer, advantage and disadvantage of printers, and what are the printers available in the industry, how to choose the printer, and how to maintain the printer. So all those things we have seen. Basic FAQs also we have discussed during the session, and we have given the knowledge about how to buy the printer, what are all the specifications we have to check, and how to ensure we are getting a good quality printer at a reasonable price. So those topics we have discussed all those things, and now we have to see how to install a printer in Windows operating system, because mostly we are using Windows as a endpoint software, or if any desktop administrator is joining organization as a desktop administrator, they'll be using to install a printer in the Windows operating system. So this will guide you for doing the installations or the systems in the environment. Okay, so for doing the installation, there are some pre-checks required for installing the printer. Pre-check required is checklist kind of things, right? We have to ensure that all these things are available from the system setup. So first thing is you are getting a parcel, right? I assume this is going to be for a new printer. Okay, it is not for the existing printer, it is for a new printer. So I'll have to open up the printer parcel and ensure there is no physical damage for my printer, and when I power on, it is properly getting powered on. So that is the first check what I'm going to do, and see whether the component are provided properly, like a power adapter, USB cable, then whatever the cable, USB cable or the LPT cable, whatever it is. So you have to have a power adapter and the USB cable along with the printer pack. So it is physically all the things are available. So if it is a desktop or laptop, please ensure you have the administrator rights for installing the printer software. For residential computers, definitely you will have permission, full control, no problem. But if at all you are going to install the printer into the desktop, so normal login you cannot be able to do it, right? So you'll have to log in using the administrator privilege, because from the user login, user will not have the rights. So what we have to do, log off the user, you log in as a desktop administrator, so that you will have admin rights in the local system, and then you can trigger the installation of printer into the particular desktop or laptop. So if it is a wireless printer, ensure that the IP address details are provided properly, which should be in the same network as your desktop, right? So if it is in different network, you will not be able to do any installations. You can check by pinging the printer from your desktop or laptop. You can ping the printer and find out whether you are able to communicate with the wireless printer. Then you can proceed in the installations. Before installation, check for the ink cartridge levels. So since this is a new printer, just check whether you are inserting a new cartridge and it is full, right? Otherwise, no, if it is printing a white color paper, and you will come to the conclusion later that it doesn't have a ink inside the cartridge, so we can avoid the problems. So these are the kind of pre-check we should ensure we have it done before we proceed with the further installations of a printer. So we are discussing about the local installation of a printer here, and I'm not discussing anything on the network printer, right? So network printer, it is very easy. Once I do the installation in the print server, like what I'm going to do now, and then later if I want to install a printer in the local desktop, which is going to connect my network printer, I'll just open a printer share from my desktop or laptop, double click on the printer, it will get automatically installed within fraction of seconds. So that is not a big deal in installing a network printer in the local desktop or laptop. Okay, in your office network I'm saying, not from home, right? So from office, you have a network printer connected with some of the server. It cannot be directly connected, right? So physical connection is provided over the network from the network, from the printer's network LAN port. It is directly connected to the switch port. So physically it is directly connected to the network, but logically how it works, So it is connected to the print server. There will be some 2008 server available or some other server version available. So to that machine the printer is installed and so if at all any client need to be configured, so what they will do, they'll just double click on the uh, print server, then you'll have list of printers installed inside the print server. Then you can choose what printer you wanted to install in your local desktop or laptop. That is very simple process, so that is not being discussed here. So let's move on to normal Windows 7 installation, how to do the installation in Windows 7. So once you open up printer pack, you'll be able to see one or two series, volume 1 volume 2, where you'll have supports for the fonts and installation software and the application software for printer installation and user manual. So these are the minimum things you'll have, be available with the printer along with the printer. So checking the printer driver type. So it has got PCL driver, PS driver, PostScript driver, and XPS driver. So XPS driver is a kind of advanced driver available with the latest printers to have enhancement and several advantages using the printer. So you can check the list of operating systems supported by the printer because if the printer is not having this operating system, then it is no point in installing the software for the printer, right? So directly you can ignore it. So what I'm going to do, I'll take a list of um, operating system support maybe from the manual or from the website to just check whether the current operating system is supports for this particular model printer. Obviously it will support 99.99%, it will support, because whenever there is a change involved, Microsoft is also updating the patches, and the print vendor manufacturer also changing the software, updating the software, so that they are ensuring in operating system you will not have big problems, challenges for installing this kind of printers. Okay, so mostly all the operating system platforms will be supporting the printer. So changing the installation settings, before proceeding with the actual installation, we have to do some configuration changes. So go to the start menu, go to the control panel, open up the system and security. In that, open the system, click on the advanced settings on the menu, and then go for the Windows, the system properties window appears. You are seeing the window, right? The system properties. Then in the hardware tab, click on the device installation settings. So you'll have two tabs, device manager and device installation. Click on the second one, device manager. It will be for configuring devices. Now we are going to configure for printer, right? So go for device installation settings. So you'll have two options. So do you want to Windows to download the driver software and realistic icons for your devices? It is asking like if you are connected to the internet, the printer can directly trigger a software update to the manufacturer and get it downloaded and install in the system. Is that okay for you? Something like that. And the second option is no, let me choose. So I'm saying I know how to do and I know when to do, right? So I will ensure I'm checking the manufacturer site periodically, quarterly once, and updating the firmware in my printer. So that is the best option, because if you choose automatic, the printer manufacturer may have different types of program which may not be required for our own requirement. So even that is getting downloaded and installed. So to avoid that, let us go for a manual installation of firmware. Then the final step is okay to close the system window. So it sixth one is installation procedure. So we'll have to install the software through CD-ROM. If the software CD is not available, then you can take it from the some other shares if it is already stored. So connect the USB cable and open up the wizard. So make sure that the installation starts once you insert the CD. It has to run the autoplay, then autoplay, then it has to start the installation. So if installation is not starting automatically, then you can open up the folder inside the CD-ROM and you can find the setup.exe. Click on the setup.exe, it will trigger the installation. So here onwards, the system is triggering the installation. You will get next. So proceed with the options and you can complete the installation. Once you complete the software installation, you can just plug the printer. So it will get automatically installed like plug and play option. It will get loaded and it will proceed with the normal installations. So this is in Windows 7. Let's see in Windows 10. So you'll have to add the local printer, right? So we are going to see about local printer installation. Just now we discussed on the network printer. So we are not going to show anything on the network printer here, and we are going to see about the local printer. So how to add the local printer? So go to the start menu, open up the settings tab, and you will see multiple options. So click on the devices, and the fourth option is click add a printer or scanner. So you'll get multiple things, but what I'm saying, add a printer or scanner. So left hand side you are seeing the printer and scanner, right? So in this section you'll be seeing the options for adding printer and scanner. So once you connect the printer to your operating system, if the printer is automatically detected by the operating system, then you can click on the name of the printer and follow the online instructions, on-screen instructions. See in the bottom of the table, bottom of the picture, you can see printer and scanner which are all identified. Okay, so if my printer is listed below, then I can directly click on it and proceed with that. So if suppose that printer is not available in this list, then we'll have to choose the option that printer that I want instant isn't listed. So the printer is not available in the list. That's the meaning of it. That is available in the screenshot. So then what we have to do, then we'll have to go for advanced options. Once you click on that, the printer that I want isn't listed, so it is open up the another window. So it says my printer is a little older, help me to fix it. So we are choosing that option, and if you are able to identify the printer, that is fine. Otherwise we'll have to go for the second option. So I'm just going printer is a little old, help me to find it. So I'll have to search over the network and get the window in control panel. So now we'll see how to install the printer using the software in Windows 10. So we are just opening up a printer and scanner. So we have to choose the printer whether it is listed here or not. If it is automatically not detected, then I'm just going and adding the printer. So even then I'm not able to get it from the list. So I'm choosing the printer that I want isn't listed. I'm going for my printer is little older, or you are choosing the second option as select a shared printer name here. If you know the shared printer name, you can, I told no network printer. So if at all you wanted to install network printer, you have to mention the print server name, right? Whatever the name you have to identify, then you have to type the printer here and the printer name, right? So once you type this and give next, then automatically the system will be connected with the network printer. So this is the only step you are going to make it in case of network printer installation. But now we are seeing the local printer installation, right? So the steps are different and you need to have the driver software and other extra items required for connecting the printer. There are additional options provided here. Add a printer using TCP IP address hostname, add a Bluetooth printer, or add a local printer. So I'm choosing the local printer. So LPT1, the printer is using the local port as a LPT1, or if at all I'm going to connect directly, right, using standard TCP IP port, the network port, the printer is having a network port and I'm going to connect via the network port. I can choose the network port option, right, connecting the network printer directly to the local setup, local system. So you can give host name, port number, then you can provide it. So now we are doing the only local installation, right? So we have to add a printer locally. Okay, so add a printer. um, So I'm choosing the new port I can choose, but normally the system will be detecting the port available, right? So let us take the default port LPT1. Once you choose the port number, so it will list out what all the printers are available from the manufacturer, and you have to find out whether your printer is listed over here. Sometimes it is there, sometimes it is not there. In case of Windows 10, definitely you will have it because it has a combination of all the driver softwares. So you'll have to pick up the printer and select on it, and probably it will have old driver. So with the latest drivers, you can select the printer and insert the CD. So you can proceed with that. Here it is asking, do you want to share the printer? If at all I want to share with somebody, so I can mention the share name, how I am wanted to share it with other people. Maybe it is connected with my desktop or laptop, so I am sharing with others, so they fit it. Or otherwise, in case of home, we have multiple people connected to the residential network, and they wanted to share a printer, and they will do like this. This is for sharing the printer over the network. Type the print server name or print machine where the printer is connected. So automatically the printer is being shared, and you are able to connect to them through network port, switch or hub, and then you are firing a printout. So now you are taking a test print. So you'll get the notification in your system tray that print is being fired. So you're just completing the printer installations. So once the installation is completed, some printer is installed. So you'll have to go for configuring it, right? Whether it is properly available. Default configurations will do, but still we are checking whether everything is available right? So open up the configuration page, and again you want to do the press test print, you can do it. So you are getting the message. So these are all the advanced options, what is available, whether you want to go for a portrait shape, landscape shape. So while printing itself, you can decide, or you can set it as a default setting. So that is also possible. But normally we go for setting up a portrait only. So that's a default setup. So I need not do this anything, right? So here this one, number of pages per sheet. So how many pages in a single sheet you have to type? Normally in Word document, one page to one page we are doing it, right? Here this one they are asking how many pages you wanted to take inside one particular pages. So accordingly you are going to change it. So now we are going to see the additional options what is available. So here we are seeing the advanced options available. So it will be explaining about what are all the things available in the printer. So here if you see, printer is available, always available, right? Assume that it is network printer connected over the network via connect via print server. So what we are going to do here is we are going to say always available. The printer is connected in the network. It is always available, or I can block the printer access. So maybe people are not doing that. Okay, so but option is provided. If at all you have multiple printers, you wanted to print it according to the shift, you can block it based on the timing. And priority, so multiple printers are there, on round robin basis you want to take a printout. So what is the priority you want to set it for this printer? That is the second option. And printer driver, so spool print documents, so program finishes printing faster. So if you're having a good memory in the printer, so you can go for advanced spooling. So it means it will consume the documents which is going to be printed first, right? So it may be a bigger document, so all pages will be consumed and kept in the memory, and it will be once completed it will be fired for printout. So a printer will directly access the data from the memory, not from the print jobs or from the computer, right? So it will be accessing the data from its own memory, so it will be faster compared to normal printout. So you have additional options like this. So that's a option available for the spool settings. So print directly by the printer. So it will not go for spool service. So whatever documents we are sending, it will be directly printed by the printer. That option is not required. And this is again portrait and landscape settings. Sharing option, security option. So there are some security groups available. To that security group, we are going to assign the printer. Device settings. So you do not make any changes in the devices. So it is configured as a default. So this is about configuring the printer, and you are going to ensure that the printer is working fine by giving the test job, right? So you have to use your own setup to fire the test job, or if you are in network, you can ask somebody to do a testing printout, and then you can find out whether the printer is able to print out properly or not. So if it is not working, then you have the other options to troubleshoot, right? You can refer the other video where I have mentioned about troubleshooting of a printer and other installation setup. So it will be useful for doing the troubleshooting. So with this, we are coming to the conclusion of printer installation in the operating system. So this is a normal setup procedure we have. So uh, normal installations procedures are available. Only thing is for network installation, it is connected via server and through network LAN network card. So it will be configured separately, but it's a direct step. You do not do multiple steps in like your normal local printer. So we have seen about installing the local printer in your desktop and access it. Okay. Yeah, we have come to the end of the topic. Thank you very much.